Hello friend, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be giving some quick advice for all 12 signs for the week of January 25th. I'm going to be using the Time Tarot today. And let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start with Capricorn since we're in Capricorn season. And I'll go through all 12 zodiac signs. Okay. I'm going to focus on the advice for the situation you're in. You know the situation you're in. So let me just get 3 cards of advice for Capricorn. Whoa, okay. Ten of Wands, the Moon, the Ten of Cups, and the Ace of Cups. Okay, Capricorn. My advice to you right now is well, let me tell you about the situation first. I know I said I wasn't going to focus on it, but the situation to me seems like a lot of things are ending. And you're actually really not sure how to handle the feelings that are coming up from it. Is one possibility. There's multiple possibilities, right? Because these are just energies. These energies could look lots of different ways for lots of different people. But my advice for Capricorn would be to stay open for this week. Stay in touch with your feelings and don't get overwhelmed. Don't get overwhelmed by all the things that you have to do this week. Don't get overwhelmed by your feelings. And don't get overwhelmed by the things that you don't know or don't understand how to process. If there's something that you don't know, sit in your feelings for a little while. If there's something that you don't understand, sit in your feelings for a little while. There could be some fear coming up for you this week as well. I don't see any cards of anxiety here, but these are some very big energies. So you might be feeling a little bit of anxiety this week. After this week, I think things might be getting a little bit easier for you. Ten of Wands is an ending. I actually like to see the Ten of Wands. Oftentimes, Ten of Wands is the ending to a difficult cycle. Ten of Cups can be an ending too. But sometimes this is a little bit more uncomfortable because we've got a lot of feelings tied up in this. So I would just say that just understand that this week there might be a lot of feelings going on for you, and that's okay. Sometimes we have big feelings, as I tell my son. But I think it's important to stay in touch with your feelings this week. Don't get overwhelmed and don't fear. Don't be afraid. Don't be anxious. Just go with the flow as much as you can. Okay. That was for Capricorn. Again, guys, this is going to be quick advice for Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Also, quick note about that. Here's something I've noticed. If you know your astrology, if you're familiar with astrology and familiar with your chart, I would like you to try and experiment for the next few months, not just on my channel, but for all readers that you go to. Try reading for whatever the ruling sign is of that season. For example, we're in Capricorn season right now. If you know where your Saturn is in your chart, look at where your Saturn is in your chart. For example, if you have a Saturn in Aries, during Capricorn season, so during mid-December to mid-February, mid-December to January 23rd, look at your Saturn sign. If we're in Aries season, look at your Mars sign. Where's your Mars at? Is your Mars in Aquarius? Look at your Aquarius reading. Just give it a try, if that makes sense. I've kind of noticed for me that it actually works, because sometimes tarot readings don't always resonate, and they won't resonate with everybody, obviously, because it's not for one individual person all the time. But I would try to watch your tarot readings based off the season. If you're in Cancer season, if we're in Cancer season, look at your moon sign, watch your moon sign. I don't know, just some advice. All right, Aquarius, 3 cards of advice for Aquarius. We're coming into Aquarius season. It's going to be a crazy one. So let's see, 3 cards of advice for Aquarius. I'm not taking all of these. This week, Aquarius, I think you're going to have to stick to your guns on something. My advice this week is to mind your business. Keep your head down. Keep yourself focused on your work. And keep yourself focused on yourself. Keep yourself focused on your work. If you are in school, keep yourself focused on school. I don't know what's going on in your life or your situation, because I'm not reading your situation. I'm just asking for advice for the Aquarius. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Saturn, whatever. Just mind your business this week. Just keep your nose down. There's some things that you're going to have to do this week, and I think that this week is really about getting the actual physical things done. Getting bills paid, getting to the gym, getting to work on time, getting to school on time, that type of thing. With the 7 of Wands, there is something sort of forceful about the way this can tend to show up. I feel like that's what it's asking you to do, though. There is a real need to focus on the tangible this week, and also around understanding some type of information. This could simply be you're going to really need to study hard this week for something. It could be at work or school or whatever. But there's something that it's asking you to sort of buckle down and pay attention to. There's something that they want you to understand. That could be in love as well. In anything. Don't get distracted. I'm going to pull an oracle for you. I'm feeling, this is the Liminal Forest Oracle. I'm feeling like I just want to pull one card for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Any Aquarius that might be watching this, mistake and past. Okay. So maybe in the past you've made some big mistakes, like at work or at school, or something that you're doing you're not paying attention to enough. Pay attention this week. Get your work done this week. Focus on the tangible this week. Mind your business this week. All right. That's the advice for Aquarius. All right, Pisces. Whoa, okay. Knight of Cups, Queen of Cups, Knight of Wands. Got Death left over here. At the bottom of the deck, Ace of Wands. Okay. Slow down. There's something that you need to emotionally process this week. You need to really slow it down. I feel like there's something that you're coming out of. There's something that you're probably ending in some way or form. There's something that you want to do, and you just seem so darn impatient. What is the rush? Do not rush this week, please. Because since the Queen of Cups is here, that's why I'm saying don't rush. That's why. You might be saying, why? Why not? Because there's a lot of movement energy here. You got an Ace of Wands. You got 2 movers here. But you have the Queen of Cups here. The Queen of Cups, the Queens in the tarot is how she helps us with our internal processing of the thing, of the suit. The Queen of Cups helps us with our internal emotional processing. Just make sure if you do rush ahead, if you do go through with whatever it is that you're thinking about going through or whatever it is, make sure that you've done the internal processing first. Make sure you actually understand what you're doing fully before you jump into this. It could have the potential to go good or bad. I mean, it really depends on the situation, but whatever it is, it's definitely going to bring a significant amount of change. Death could also be here, just a heads up, because if you do rush into it, then it's not going to work out. So if there's something that you're feeling very, very passionate about with this Ace of Wands, Knight of Wands, Knight of Cups, if you want it to work out, slow down. Slow down and understand it, please. No need to rush. That could be school, love, whatever. This is for anything. This is any kind of advice. Aries. All right, Aries. Quick advice for the week of January 25th, 2026. Three cards for Aries. Nine of Cups. Oopsies. Those cards are welcome to come back out if they'd like, but if I drop them, I don't like to take them. The 6 of Coins came out with the 2 of Swords and the King of Swords. I think that you need to balance a couple things here. One of the things that I feel like you're going back and forth between is this energy of like strict work and party hardy. Like, I don't know how else to say it. It feels very something's out of balance here. I don't know if you're either working too much or partying too much, or then you work too much and then you party too much, or I don't know what's going on with that. And this could be with work, with school, with love, like with whatever. This could even be mentally. Since the 2 of Swords is here and the King of Swords is here, this could be somebody who like has black or white thinking. This feels very just unbalanced. This week I just really need you to just maybe stop for a second, or just maybe understand that there is this because I don't feel like there's any actual movement. I feel like this is all in your head, but I feel like there's maybe a need to understand where your thinking is unbalanced this week. Things might be too black or white for you. Things might be too... The 9 of Cups, sometimes I feel like it's like this almost like a self-indulgent energy at times, and the 4 of Cups is sort of the opposite of that. It's very miserly. This could even be for people who, if you're like on it. So there's a lot of people, you know, who diet and things. I guess this is like a trigger warning. But, you know, there's people who, they'll be very, very strict all week on their diet. And then on the weekend, they just completely indulge and just go way overboard and basically binge eat. That could be something for you this week that you're needing to, the cards are really, really asking you to pay attention to. I'm not a doctor. I'm not giving medical advice. Don't come to me for medical advice. Don't take this as medical advice. I'm just asking you to pay attention to your thoughts around that, because it seems to me that there's a real need to pay attention to your thoughts. And I also have this moon card here. So that is my advice for you, Aries. Pay attention to your thoughts and where your thoughts might be imbalanced this week. All right, so Taurus. Three cards of advice for my Taurian friends. Queen of Swords. Nice. Three of Cups, Six of Coins. Page of Wands. I think you got this, Taurus. I don't know if you need my advice this week. Let me get one more card for Taurus. Oh, goodness. Nine of Cups. Taurus, I think you got it this week. Whatever you're working on right now, I think you understand completely what's going on. You know what you want. You know where you're going. You know how to get there with the Temperance card. Alchemy. You know how to create this thing that you're wanting. My advice to you this week would be to just follow that. Whatever it is that you're thinking about doing right now, whatever you're sort of thinking about going towards, you're thinking about doing, you have an idea here about something you want to do. It could be a business idea. It could be asking somebody out. I think you have an instinctual knowing. I don't know why I said that, but like instinctual knowing that this is going to work out for you, and it is. So my advice is, like, whatever it is that you're going towards, follow your gut. I think you got this. I think you know exactly what you're doing. You know exactly where you want to go, how to get there, what it's going to look like. I think you know the whole thing. So my advice is don't waver on that. Don't waver. Don't second guess yourself, because you know what you're doing. I love that for Taurus. It's just so Taurian. All right. Next up, we got our Gemini friends. All right, Gemini. What's going on for Gemini? January 25th. I just realized I left a couple cards over on the side. January 25th, the week of January 25th. 3 cards of advice for Gemini. Ten of Coins, 5 of Wands, King of Swords, with the Page of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Close the chapter out. That's my advice, Gemini. Close it out. Whatever you're doing, it needs to be done. It needs to be finished. It needs to be wrapped up. You need to wrap something up here. You've got some loose ends Lovers and Page of Cups. This could be, this could have to do with romantic connection. I don't know what it is about. It could be money. It could be about money. Child support, alimony. You owe somebody rent. Whatever it is that you need to wrap it up this week. It's really important that you get it done now. I feel an urgency to this too. That you might not be thinking it's as serious as it actually is, and you need to end it now. So that's my advice, Gemini. Don't wait around. Don't wait around till it's too late. Don't wait around until it gets harder than it is now. Because it will get harder. The longer it sits around, it's going to get harder for you. For Cancer. 3 cards of advice for Cancer. Quick advice for Cancer for January 25th. For that week of January 25th. Whoopsie. That's funny. You might have to wait on a decision about something this week, Cancer. There might be something that you're waiting on. You might have to wait a little bit. I don't know if maybe you have to wait a little bit longer, or it's not going to be as long as you think. Let me use a different deck. I don't know why I'm feeling like I want to use a different deck. Let me get a couple more cards for Cancer. What's the advice for Cancer? Oop. I just heard, uh-oh, I'm in trouble. What are you in trouble about? Got 2 King of Pentacles out here. You get in trouble at work or something? I think there's something right now that can either go really bad for you or really well. I think you're just going to have to wait and see. You have to be patient this week. Yeah, you're going to have to be patient this week. There's something with work, I think, or with money. You don't know if something's coming in or not, and you don't know how to plan around it. I don't know if you're going to get that answer this week. I think you might have to just hang tight. Yeah, I think you're a little bit, you're kind of like, oh, well, I really don't know what to do yet because I don't have the answers yet. You're just going to have to wait this week, Cancer. I'm sorry. I don't see any movement this week. All right, Cancer. I'm sorry. Leo. Three cards of advice for Leo for January 25th. For the week of January 25th. Just need 2 more cards, please. All right, Knight of Wands. Okay, I guess you do want to be here. The Tower. There's something that you're not sure if you want to do or not. Just do it. Just do it. Quit overthinking. You're overthinking something. I got the Queen of Swords sideways. I know a lot of people don't do the sideways cards, but I do. But the Queen of Wands is kind of how I see her. Like if she's sideways, like, I don't know if I want to, what do I don't know. Just make up your mind. There's clearly something that you want to do here. Just do it. It feels big. That's probably why the Tower is here, because it feels like the Tower feels like whatever this is probably really big. It's probably going to shake things up for you. Obviously in a good way. Otherwise you wouldn't want to do it. Could be around a relationship or around your stability somehow. But I also, sometimes I read the Four of Wands more like consistency. Because it's a steady energy of desire, of passion. So there could be something like around a routine that you want to change, but you're not sure. It could be like maybe a workout routine. There's something around a routine that you might want to change up, but you really want to do it, but you just haven't done it yet. You're still processing how much you want to do this, or probably you're processing something around it, but whatever it is, just do it because it's what you really want to do anyways. And you're probably going to end up doing it anyways, but for some reason you're overthinking it as if you're not going to do it. But we both know you're a Leo. And if it's what you want, you're just going to do it anyway. You're going to do it anyway. So the overthinking, like the overprocessing, is literally just wasting your time. You're just wasting your time. Just go for it. Okay. Virgo. 3 cards of advice for Virgo for January 25th, 2026 until February 1st, 2026. What are the advices for Virgo? I heard advices for Virgo. King of Cups, Queen of Coins. They came out on their side. Let me get one more card. Okay, well, the Hermit was trying to come out. Okay. I don't know. Are you thinking about breaking up with somebody? Or are you thinking about getting together with somebody from the past? You're thinking about somebody from the past? Thinking about somebody you were fighting with? My advice for Virgo this week is to just look forward. You have the 8 of Cups here, which is a card of like moving on. The Star for me is always a card of moving on. That's always a card of on to the next. That's the card of the future for me. Dreams fulfilled, on to the next. There's a need this week for you to be very nurturing, perhaps with yourself or with somebody else, but there's a need for you to be around something that you're leaving, or that you've left, or that you're healing from. You will have to act on your emotions sometime this week. But that doesn't mean, I don't mean go back to the past or talk to this person. What I mean is almost act through your emotions. There's a need to process what is going on in your life physically, your physical environment. There's a need to be a little bit more nurturing and understanding perhaps with yourself, and just continue to move through your emotions. and continue your path, continue your walk. I see these really big emotions, and I see you almost focusing on the day-to-day minutia, and I think that's good. So that's what my advice for you is understand your emotions, but focus on the day-to-day tasks, on the minutia. Understand that this feels very big, like there's energy, there's a lot of emotional energy here, but at the same time, I need you to actually just focus on what you're doing. And be nurturing to yourself. Be patient. Be kind. All right, Libra. If I didn't say it already, these are for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or whatever. However you like to read your signs. All right, 3 cards of advice for Libra this week. Page of Wands. He came out on his side, so let's leave him on his side. 8 of Coins. Oh, the Hierophant feels like he wants to stay. The Star again. Might be busy this week. Let me get another card for Libra. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Libra, for the week of January 25th. Just try not to overburden yourself with things this week. It feels like there's some rigidity this week, and I need you to be just a little bit more flexible. That's what I would say for this week. Just be a little bit more flexible. There's things that you need to do, things that you want to do and get done. Could be around, this could have to do with kids too. Like maybe around your kids. But if not your kids, then there's some rigidity here that I just need you to remain flexible while putting in the hard work. You're going to be putting in the hard work this week, but there is a need to sort of like balance your time or manage your time better. All right, that's my advice. Manage your time, stay balanced, stay flexible, but you do have a lot of work that you need to do, a lot of hard work. Probably around school or work. Just stay flexible because you got a lot coming up this week, but it's it'll be good. It's going to be a productive week for Libra. All right, Scorpio. 3 cards of advice for Scorpio. Oh my gosh. The Emperor. 6 of Cups. Scorpio. Let me get a liminal forest oracle out for you. What's going on with Scorpio? January 25th. Approach. Attachment. There might be something from the past that you need to go back and re-examine, because I feel like whatever it is, it's keeping you stuck. You've got approach and attachment. So I feel like whatever it is, it's almost like, this attachment card features the Ouroboros. There's a lot of spiritual significance with this, but one of the things is like self-annihilation. There's something from the past that's really keeping you rigid, that you're not being very flexible on, and I just really wish that you would be. Scorpios are really good about understanding the depths of things, but for some reason maybe you're not wanting to look at something. But I just need you to flex your Scorpio muscles and actually just do it. Go down to the depths. And there's a couple things you need to understand about yourself here that you're not getting quite yet. So my advice this week is to understand something. It could be about a father too. There could be something about your childhood maybe that you're not understanding. And it's keeping you stuck this week. So my advice is, don't let it keep you stuck this week. Try to understand it as much as you can, but don't stay so stuck on the processing that you can't do anything else. That all you're doing is processing. I can't remember who said this a while back, but I heard somebody say that therapy is good and everything, but sometimes what it does is actually keeps you focused on the past way too much. Actually, I think it was my sister. It keeps your mind in the past, because you're attributing a lot of your characteristics, your habits and behaviors to things that happened to you already in the past. And yeah, of course those things matter, and of course they can affect us both negatively and positively, but they sometimes at some point you actually do just have to let things go and let things be as they are. Of course, go to therapy, of course, do the work, but don't let it keep you stuck is what I'm saying. All right, last sign, Sagittarius. What advice do we have for our Sagittarius friends? 3 cards, please. Five of Wands. Ew, Sagittarius. We have the Queen of Cups coming up and the 10 of Wands. Okay, for this reading is specifically for Sagittarius who may watch this. I just wanted to say that out loud for some reason. I feel like that's obvious, but just stop. I feel like I want to say stop fighting, but I don't really know why. Maybe there's somebody that you're fighting with a lot this week or been fighting with a lot recently, but I just want to stop fighting. You got way too much on your shoulders right now, and you actually just need to, I feel like whatever this is taking up a lot of your time. Something's taking up a lot of your time, way too much time. You're getting way too wrapped up in something, and it's taking way too much of your valuable, precious time. Sagittarius is... I love Sag people. They're so, not that you guys don't ever experience like down, like, you know, periods of like the blues or things like that, but there's something so optimistic about Sagittarius people. Even if they don't, I feel like even if they're going through a hard time, they can always find the good in things. Whatever this is really bringing you down, and you just don't let it. Actually, you're spending too much time on it is what I'm trying to say. It's time to actually move on. It's time to start moving on. I don't necessarily mean physically, like if this is a relationship. I don't mean break up with the person. I mean whatever issue you guys are having, it's time to just move past that issue. Just let it go. Whatever it is. Yeah, it hurt. I get it. It hurt you. You guys are causing a lot of fights over it, but it's starting to make you feel like maybe you've made some bad choices. And I'm almost feeling like maybe you just don't have the perspective yet. I don't know why I feel like that, but just whatever this issue is, if it's an important thing to you, I'm not saying leave it behind forever. I'm not saying break up with somebody. I'm just saying it's taking too much of your time. That's all I'm saying. Ruminating on something doesn't really help it. You're not going to figure this out by thinking over it and going in circles with yourself. All right, Sagittarius, that was like not super optimistic, Sag. I'm really sorry, but okay, guys, that was my advice for this week, for the week of January 25th. I'll come out with another one for next week. I like doing these little advice readings, so I really hope that was helpful for you. I'm going to put out a few more videos whenever I can. I like doing like the 2 energy videos, like Sagittarius plus Scorpio or whatever. So I'm going to keep doing those, but I want to do weekly readings as well. So I hope that was helpful, and I will see you guys next week. Thank you.